Welcome to Magic Tale World, where every story comes alive with wonder. Let's open the book and begin our adventure together.
On a Christmas Eve long ago, a young boy lay quietly in his bed. He didn't rustle the sheets. He breathed slowly and silently. He was listening for a sound he was afraid he'd never hear, the ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. His friends had told him Santa wasn't real, and a part of him had started to believe it. It was a sad thought for a boy on Christmas Eve. Just then, his eyes snapped open. He heard something strange. Not the tinkling of sleigh bells, but a deep, rumbling sound. Hissing steam and squeaking metal filled the air. He jumped from his bed and ran to the window, wiping the frost from the glass. What he saw made his jaw drop. A giant, gleaming black train was parked right in front of his house. Puffs of smoke billowed from its smokestack, disappearing into the cold night air. The Polar Express. The boy threw on his bathrobe and slippers, his heart thumping with excitement. He crept downstairs and slipped out the front door. The conductor, a tall man with a kind face and a gold pocket watch, stood waiting by the steps of a passenger car. He checked his watch and then looked straight at the boy. "Well," he said, his voice warm and inviting. "Are you coming?" The boy hesitated for only a second. "Where?" he asked. The conductor smiled. "Why? To the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express." Climbing aboard, the boy found the car filled with other children, all in their pajamas and bathrobes. The air buzzed with happy chatter and the sweet smell of hot chocolate. As the train lurched forward with a mighty whoosh, waiters in crisp white coats danced down the aisle, flipping and twirling trays of steaming mugs. They sang as they served, "Hot, hot-o, we got it. Hot chocolate." The boy took a sip. It was the richest, most delicious hot chocolate he had ever tasted. The Polar Express thundered through the dark, quiet wilderness. It climbed mountains so high it seemed they would scrape the moon. It raced down steep valleys, its whistle echoing through the pines. They sped past wolves howling at the moon and saw giant herds of caribou thundering across the frozen tundra. The journey was more magical than anything the boy could have imagined. Through the windows, the world looked like a dream painted in silver and blue. Soon, the train began to slow. The conductor announced, "We are now crossing the Arctic Circle." Outside, the northern lights danced across the sky in brilliant waves of green, purple, and pink. It was a breathtaking sight. All the children pressed their faces against the cold glass, oohing and awing at the celestial shore. The boy felt a sense of wonder so powerful it pushed away all his doubts. Finally, the train pulled into a vast, sprawling city. Lights twinkled from every building, and the air was filled with the sound of joyful singing. This was it, the North Pole. The conductor led the children off the train and into a huge central square. In the middle of the square, thousands and thousands of elves were gathered, all cheering and waving. They were waiting for someone special, and then he appeared. Santa Claus. He was even grander than the pictures, with a booming laugh and eyes that twinkled like the stars. He stood before the crowd, and the square fell silent. Santa looked over all the children from the train, his gaze finally resting on the boy. He beckoned him forward. "This boy," Santa declared, "will receive the first gift of Christmas." Santa asked the boy what he would like. The boy thought for a moment. He could have asked for any toy in the world, but he knew what he wanted most. He whispered so only Santa could hear, "I would like one of the silver bells from your sleigh." Santa smiled and nodded. An elf carefully snipped a bell from a reindeer's harness and handed it to Santa. Santa then gave it to the boy. The bell made the most beautiful sound the boy had ever heard. It was a clear, sweet ringing, like nothing on earth. He put it in his bathrobe pocket for safekeeping. As Santa's sleigh rose into the sky, the elves cheered, and all the children waved goodbye. The Polar Express then began its journey home. The children sleepy but filled with joy. When the boy got home, he reached into his pocket to show his parents the bell. But his pocket was empty. There was a hole in it. His heart sank. The beautiful silver bell was lost. He went to bed feeling terribly sad, believing the magic was gone forever. But on Christmas morning, his little sister found a small box under the tree with his name on it. He carefully opened it. Inside, nestled on soft cotton, was the silver bell. A note from Santa was attached. It read, "Found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket, Mr. C." The boy shook the bell, and it rang with its beautiful, magical sound. His sister heard it, and his parents smiled, but for them, the bell was silent. You see, as the years went by, his friends and even his sister could no longer hear its sweet ring, but the boy always could. The bell still rings for him, as it does for all who truly believe. I hope you enjoyed this magical journey on the Polar Express. If you loved the story, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more wonderful tales. Thanks for watching.